Show-Brighton College.
So hi everyone, I am the administrative recruiter with Office Team. Office Team is a division of Robert Half. We specialize in staffing so it could be permanent placements or temporary contract placements. Office Team is another division of Robert Half, and that's where I work, and we do office and administrative placements. We do a lot of placements, so that's a brief introduction to Office Team. And so today's presentation will be about landing a job in any economy. So I've just come prepared with some tips and pointers on how to get your foot in the door in terms of finding a job and getting your career started. One of the things that I think is really important is getting the right mindset. Before getting started, start thinking about some of the transferable skills you have. Having the additional education, adding certifications. So when we're presenting you to our clients, it gives them a sense of security, knowing that the person that we're sending in has a valid certification to back up their skill set. But networking is the key to getting your foot in the door, right? You can apply, send in 100 resumes and not hear back from any of them. The way you stand out is by forming connections with people. Informational interviews, it's exactly what it is. It's an interview where you go in for information. These informational interviews, you're in control. You go in asking the questions, right? So you kind of have that power, but it's also like a golden ticket because once again, the employer's thinking, hey, this person's actually interested, has good questions, so the ball's in your court. You don't want too much time to go where, you start getting gaps in your resume. You want to be consistently working. So maybe reach out to employers, see if there's contract assignments, go onto websites, see if there's project work that you can do related to your field. There are so many moments where it's just so out of your comfort zone. For myself, I'm sort of an introvert, so going out, so you gotta be ready to step out of your comfort zone. I think sitting there and sending in applications, submitting, application after application, it's about working smarter, not harder. And if you're just spending so much time doing that, it's not a good use of your time. You can pull out things like I have great analytical skills, great customer service skills if you worked in a bank, or if you're new to the industry, if you've just done school and project work, pull out those transferable skills like excellent interpersonal communication skills and team projects. You want to be able to highlight those skills for employers. The visible and invisible job market. The visible job market is what we see. Workopolis, company websites, staffing companies, so through Office Team, it's what you see, and guaranteed it's what hundreds of people are applying for. The larger portion is the invisible job market. This is where you get to be proactive. Okay, so these are the jobs that a company may be hiring for internally. So networking. So how do we get into networking? So joining, like I mentioned before, professional sites, associations, having casual conversations with friends and family. Personal approach is always the best. Elevator pitch is how you describe yourself in a few seconds, like between 10 and 30 seconds to an individual that you're meeting. It could be for when networking, informational interviews, and during your interview as well. Getting the resume right, okay? So obviously your resume should be visually appealing to the person who's reviewing it. When you're applying for different jobs, you want to cater your resume to that job. Often you're looking at a job description. There are keywords in that job description for a reason. Car statements are applicable to resumes. They're also applicable to your actual interviews. Don't be afraid to ask for referrals. The in-person job interview, this is where it's really nerve-wracking. You're going in for an interview. Okay, so there's a couple things to keep in mind. Your abilities. Secondly, they're going to be looking at your motivation. They're going to be looking at your personal qualities. More often than not, you're going to be working in a team environment. Why did you leave your last job? Just keep the relevant details. Don't share too much unless it's necessary. What are your strengths and weaknesses? Please try to relate them to that job, okay? Weakness, but something that's not going to deter you from doing your work, and something that's not related to the job. At the end of the interview, you want to be sending a thank you note. Email's great, a card's even better, and the best is a handwritten note. That's it for my presentation.
Brighton College,